What I want to do now is use GeoGebra to show you 3 different ways that we can look at translations. The first is a demo using a horizontal and a vertical shift, and the second is using a vector, which basically is the same situation except it's a line that has a vertical and a horizontal component that creates the shift. And the third is a way to practice taking an original object and then seeing if you can find the translation image of it. To explore a translation, and I have an original shape here in red. The corner points or vertices are movable, and if I want to show an image that's a translation, I'm going to click on this. Right now the image is exactly the same size as the original, and it's placed exactly on top because the horizontal shift was 0 and the vertical shift was 0. If I go to my horizontal shift, I can give it a negative shift, which will send it to the left, or a positive shift, which will send it to the right. And let's just stop out here at a horizontal shift of 7. And vertical shift, positive values will send it up, negative values will send it down. So let's go to -5. Alright, so I have a horizontal shift from the original of 7 and a vertical shift of 5. Now notice if I go back to my original points, I can move them and my image is moved relative the same distance horizontally and vertically. So my original is controlling my image. Alright, now notice the relative positions. B was at the very top. The image of B prime is at the top of the image shape. The size of the original and the size of the image are staying exactly the same. I'm now going to explore translation by a vector. It's a similar situation. The vector is this black line that has an arrow on one end, so it has both a horizontal distance here and a vertical change of 2, and so this actually controls it. So if I take the arrow point and move it, the horizontal change and the vertical change are now 10 for horizontal and 3 for vertical. I can make it go downward, and again, since it is downward, this is a horizontal change of 9 and a vertical change down of 2. And notice that I can adjust my points in my original, and my image is being controlled. The image and the original are the exact same size. The relative positions are also in their correct spots. B was at top, B prime is also at the top. Situation where you have an original that's in red, so if I don't like that configuration in red, I click New. And now there's 2 ways to translate this. The instructions here are to translate the original red triangle to using the blue, and it's 5, 4, which means 5 horizontally and 4 vertically. One way to do this would be to just start by putting the image points exactly on the original, and then grab the middle of the blue and click and hold and move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right, and 1, 2, 3, 4 vertically. It's telling me all my points are correct, and now if I click New, I get a score of 1, and because I didn't like that first one, I really did have 2 attempts here. Now it has changed. I am going to do a horizontal shift of 3 and a vertical shift down 3. Alright, so I'm going to take each point separately now. I'm going to take A and go 1, 2, 3 to the right and 3 down. And it's telling me that A is correct now. B, 3 to the right and 3 down, and now B is correct. C, the image of C, labeled CI, 3 to the right, 3 down. All of those are correct. If I have an A, B, C up top saying they're correct, if I hit new, I should get a score added. And of course my attempt was added. Again, the attempts are not as critical. It's just trying to prevent people who just keep clicking, clicking, clicking to try to get a easier one to work with. So just try to keep your attempts down as low as possible. It's the score. All right. Once you get a score that your instructor wants you to, show it to your instructor or take a screenshot and save it. Bye now.